Hello, welcome to Divinely Different Tarot. I'm Ashley Dawn, and today's pick a card is going to be advice from your guides. So I wasn't sure what video I wanted to do for today, just mainly because, I've done a lot of love readings, and, I love doing love readings, this time of year is, really good for them. But, I was thinking, I had asked for advice from my guides yesterday, and, so I figured I'm not the only one, so this is where that came from. Alright. So before we get into it, I used some crystal cards because I wanted to see what your guides' advice were for you. Then I used Harry Potter because I wanted to see what you're working through. Then I used Divine Purpose to see what you're supposed to be doing according to your guides. And then of course I pulled some love advice from my love oracle. And then I pulled advice for working on yourself, because that's, realistically what we're asking. But I used self-truth and self-affirmation cards for those. And then I asked for just angel advice, their actual advice for you, your guides. And then I also get a lot of advice, a lot of messages through music, so I wanted to also use some songs. So there is also songs for advice from your guides. If one of these songs pops up, and you've been hearing it over and over again, that's because there's a message in there from your guides that's an answer to one of your questions. So yeah, that's just another thing too. I'm not going to write the songs in the description box, so pay attention when they come up for your pile. But in the description box below will be the timestamps for your piles, and also information on if you would like a personal reading with me, which you can find me on Facebook at Divinely Different Tarot. It's the only place I do personal readings. It's the only place I feel comfortable doing it. And there is also a link to buy me a cup of coffee or whatever it was called, so that if you would like to, you could donate to the channel. So for my pile 1, we've got the Angel for pile 1, a Dragonfly for pile 2, and the super adorable robot for pile 3. Go ahead and pick your pile. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I think it's music. I hope it's music. Alright. Yes, but anyway, timestamps in the description box below, and I will meet you at your pile. See ya! 3. Man, these are going to be some big piles. 2. Oh no, I heard something. 4. Okay, my pile 1. Ooh. If you chose this angel charm, this is your pile. Alright, so I'm going to start with what you're going through, and then I'll go into the crystals and what you should be working on, and then we'll go into, I think we'll go into the, like, what you need to work on when it comes to yourself, and then we'll go into angel advice, love, romance, and then the songs. Okay, so alright, so it says, in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Professor Trelawney claims to see the Grim in Harry's teacup. The Grim is a superstition in the wizarding world, an omen of death to anyone who sees it. What superstitions do you believe in? How do they affect the way you approach your life? The other thing that they also don't just say is that the Grim is also not just like an omen of death, but it's also it's not just like literal death. And that's what kills me about some of the things, even like when it comes to tarot and the misinterpretation of the death card. It's not always necessarily mean literally like a death of somebody. It's like it could be a death of a cycle. It could be the ending of a way of thinking, and that's a complete change in your world once you let go of that way. But I do believe that we always have a way of looking at things. Like, we teach ourselves things, and we're taught things by our parents, but we also come across things that sound like they feel right, so that's what some people go with. Like, okay, I'm just going to use this as an example. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Okay, when I was younger, I used to believe that if a black cat walked across your path, then you would have bad luck. And I did have circumstances that did make it seem like that was real, okay? It did make it feel like that, because when we had walked past one and we'd gone fishing, we dropped the tackle box. The tackle box, dropped on the ground, and it broke open, and we couldn't even carry it, anymore, but all the fish hooks got everywhere, and the way that things had happened all at once, I stepped in on a fish hook, and it went into my shoe and into my foot, and it was I felt like that was because of the cat walking, because that was a superstition in my mind. In reality, I had gotten distracted by the cat, tripped over my foot, and dropped the tackle box. But because of what I had been told most of my life about black cats, that's what I believed. So, and that is a way that it had an effect on my life. That's how I did approach things for a while. I felt like, black cats were I never saw them as evil or anything. It's just they do have a tendency to, I always believed, I don't now, because I've also had Fred for quite a while, and he is, don't get me wrong, one of my familiars, but he's not I don't know, a different kind of level of, I don't know, superstition, I guess. Because people are superstitious about black cats. They think they're bad omens, they're bad luck or something. But reality, they're just very smart cats. They're one of the smartest breeds that there are, just because they're fucking brilliant. They're not going to take anybody's crap. So I do feel like there is some kind of way that you have, there's some kind of belief you have on your life that is affecting your life in a way that is not beneficial to yourself. Yeah, values and beliefs, yeah. It's very hard breaking the beliefs that we were taught ourselves, or our parents have, or we've seen people, just how they've learned and stuff. It's hard to break that down and be well, that's not for me. That way of thinking's not going to get me anywhere but exactly where my parents were, or exactly where, my idol was at that time. Because most people look up to their parents, but, not all people have that. So I know there are other people. But anyway, so I feel like that's what it is for you. You just need to take some kind of a belief that you held so closely to you, re-examine it, and maybe if it doesn't fit your life, because I feel like it doesn't fit your life. If it doesn't fit your life and who you are, then you need to let that go. It's okay to let that way of thinking go. It just means you're changing, you're evolving, you're growing. You just find something that fits you better. Okay, going into the crystals. So the intention for these, when I pulled them, was to see what their literal advice to you would be. So it's be instead of the crystal's name or what the crystal would be doing, it's what your guides are doing for you, or what they're trying to do for you. All right. Amber. I work with Lord Ganesha, the Hindu deity representing the power of the Supreme Being that removes obstacles and ensures success in human endeavors and aids in the fulfillment of your life mission and purpose. I will assist you in listening to your inner wisdom and heart to reveal the choices that are for your highest and greatest good. If you are ever unclear about what path to choose or what choice to make, sleep with me under your pillow and I will strengthen the connection between your mind, heart, and your soul. You will walk your path with certainty, clarity, purpose, and power. I bring you empowerment and mental and emotional strength to meet life's challenges with an open heart and calm minds. I'm also being told, when it says like to sleep with me under your pillow, it's more like talk to me before you go to sleep. Let me know what's going on in your head so that I can help strengthen your mind and open up your hearts, remain calm. Merlin Blue. Dear one, I help you to bring thought into form on the physical level. Manifesting. Hold me while you visualize the life you desire, and I will act as a bridge between the unmanifest and the manifest. My essence will use the energy of your thoughts to masterfully sculpt and create your life. As you think it shall, so shall it be. So, okay. I think you have a gift with manifesting. You're phenomenal at it. You can pretty much just come up with an idea of what you want and then it kind of goes forward. You just have to put a little action here and there into it and say a little bit here and there. And that is literally what manifesting is putting something into action. Having a belief that it's going to work and then letting it go so that it can go forward, but doing things to bring it forward. So you also got to be careful with manifesting though too, because some people, like what I feel like it's talking about with your belief system, was something that you had believed in that's actually holding you back. That could actually be causing havoc on what you manifest. Like, for example, if you just have like a slight little thought like something bad could happen, well then that's going to be mixed in with what you're manifesting, so something bad could happen. And like I do think that you need to be a little careful with your words, because sometimes you can bring things into reality with just your words. So there is something about being careful with your words, but to not don't compromise. Keep going for what it is that you truly want, because I do feel like you will have it. Don't keep any negativity. Let that go. There is nothing with it. It's not going to help you in the long run. Okay. Moving on to what they think you should be doing. Because it did say about your divine purpose that you're supposed to be working your divine purpose. So we got trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. I do feel like you've been having feelings and dreams about where you should be going. You've been dreaming about doing something different. I do feel like, I have noticed, I don't know if it's for everybody, but if it's like something I don't understand or I don't know, it's like an unfamiliar territory, I tend to get scared in my dreams. And I can feel that. And it kind of scares me. Because when I wake up and I remember that, I can remember it was something completely different and it wasn't like where I was at in my life currently. And then I realized later, because when I have the repeated fucking deja vus, it's like I start to realize it's different than what I had known. I can see the changes, and I think that's what it scared me so much. So I think that they just are asking you to trust the feelings and the dreams that you're seeing. They're also asking you to let go, to walk away from the situation in order to resolve it. So there is a situation that you are currently caught up in, and they want you to walk away from it so that you can resolve it, so that it can work out for itself. You have flowers. Working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. Flowers do have an amazing ability to like certain smells, certain smells of flowers, it tends to open up your mind. Even like certain plants and stuff like that, it opens you up to different things. It literally can change your entire mood. But you could work with flowers. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's just talking about flowers. Like I said, it could be talking about scents. It could be talking about doing research on flowers or combining flowers. I don't remember what it's called. like the mixing of like plants together, like crushing them up and stuff like that. Apothrum. I don't know. If you know what that word is, can you let me know in the comments below? I hate when that happens, but like I just can't remember the word right now. We also have yoga. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercise. I also see, like, I'm really being drawn to the healing of her chakras and her, like, literally opening up her crown chakra. So I feel like when you're in these yoga poses or when you're stretching or exercising is when you do get a lot of these downloads. You know, you get a lot of downloads and you're like, okay, well, this is really good for me. You know, I need to start doing this and it'll make things work out. You know, if I talk about this, maybe it'll help people. You also have time to decide, to make a decision based on your heart's true desires. I feel like your guides are telling you it's time to make up your mind. Like, decide what you want. Like, you need to do it because, like, you're running out of time. It's going to be walking away from you. Now, it doesn't mean it's never going to come back around, but you should take it now. This is what you're supposed to have. Go for it. Make your decision and do it. And it's asking you to think about what your heart truly desires, because you know, life is about doing what makes you happy, what makes your heart happy, and living to your fullest potential, you know? And I feel like that's what they're asking you to do, is really look within your heart and decide based on your heart. Not what your mind tells you, but what your heart tells you. Because, you know, your heart just wants you to be happy. Body work. Okay, so this is what I say, all right? I don't know why it popped into my head. So... your heart and your mind are constantly at battle, okay? Your mind is the logical part of you, and your heart's the part that just wants you to be happy, you know? It just wants to be uplifted, swelled, smiling, shining, happy. You know, that's what your heart wants for you consistently. It's the same thing that your soul wants for you, your soul truth. You know, your soul wants you to be happy. And then your mind is the logical part, but your mind has also been trained by everything and everybody around you. So you have all of these thoughts that everybody have taught you, these beliefs that people have taught you and stuff, and it's like you're constantly fighting that battle to listen to what your heart has to say, because your heart wants the true happiness for you. So just tell your mind to shut the fuck up and listen to your heart, man. Anyways, body work. Your life purpose involves body work such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. I do think it's interesting that exercise training like that came out twice, and dealing with some sort of energy healing as well, because I did see the healing of chakras. So I do feel like you have a very unique and very healing touch, I feel like. And like they're asking you to concentrate on that. Concentrate on your healing touch, on continuing to heal yourself, but healing others as well is what I'm feeling like. Now, it could be with what literally your hands are literally healing. I do see somebody with a very healing touch, like I said. But it could be you have a very healing mind as well, and people could really learn and benefit from your mind and how you've been healing from yourself. Because not a lot of people know how to heal, you know? Like, it's interesting, you know, when you think about it, like, nobody talks about the healing process. They just tell you need to heal, you know, or you need to face it. They're not like, well, what do you do in order to heal? Well, realistically, most of the time you cry your fucking eyes out, and then you really think about things, like you really think about things from just genuinely every single freaking angle. And then you find the best way to attack this process that you had come up with to block yourself, and then you got to attack it. You know, you got to find that weakness, attack it by its root, and rip it out, you know, because that's just realistically what it is. And then again, the crying, because you have to relearn what works for you. I don't know if it's because I'm an emotional creature, but I do feel like healing does involve a lot of crying. But that's okay. You gotta feel it to heal it. Okay. What were we gonna do next? Okay. We're gonna do the advice for working on yourself. So we'll start with the self-affirmation and then go into soul truth. We've got connect with fire. So I feel like you might have a bonfire sometime, or you might want to. And I feel like when you do this, it's like you not only have this big, huge fire, but you also have, because I'm also seeing it around like evening time. I don't know why, but 5 or 6 o'clock came up in my mind for it. But either way, it's like you have a bonfire. And it's the people that you are with that you really enjoy your time with, connecting with them and connecting with the fire. Making a meal, so you're going to be doing some cooking today, or tomorrow or whenever. I feel like somebody's making a meal for for Mother's Day. I mean, I know I am, so that's interesting that came out. I think I need to answer this. Okay, so I also see, I don't know why I keep being drawn to the broccoli and the avocado. So you could be making something with those ingredients. Pleasuring. Okay, well, maybe you do pleasure yourself. But you could be pleasuring or getting pleasure in some sort of way. I do see somebody, just taking a little time for themselves and playing with themselves. It is very comforting. It's human nature. You got to do what you got to do. You got to get off. Connect with your ancestors. So I do feel like you could be talking about, you could be making connections between you and some ancestors, that were before you. Or I feel like somebody's making some sort of connections between, family, relatives. It could be for example, it could be a mother and a sister. And it's I feel like you are, making connections. And in these connections, you talk about, it's past events. I do feel like it is just a family get together, and 3 women are getting together and talking about how they're all very similar but all very different. It's pretty cool, the connections, because we are all connected. Then you have sound healing, so there could be some kind of, I don't necessarily think it's music, but there is something that could be very healing that you listen to. It could be rain. Some people find listening to rain very therapeutic. Maybe listening to waterfalls. There's something in finding something that is very soothing to you, very calming to you. I even just heard birds for a second, so maybe something with birds. Now, okay, so music, I'm having my own issues with music. Personally, there are so much crazy stuff that is going on in Hollywood that I just don't really know how I feel about the whole supporting of it. I love my music, I do, but at the same time, I'm just I don't know who was doing what anymore, and I don't know what to believe when it comes to that. So I've been trying to look for other outlets of music to listen to, because I do love music. I listen to a lot of fucking music. So anyway, I have started branching out to listening to different kinds of sounds and such. So just find something that really works for you, and I feel like you will be concentrating on that sometime this month or week. Nourish your temple. I do feel like you're going to be caring about what you eat a lot more, about what you take in your body, also about what you're listening to. I feel like you could have had stomach issues, and it's you start to figure out what it is that's giving you those stomach issues. Grounding yourself. So I do feel like you'll be doing a lot of things that will be grounding yourself, and also I feel like you'll be doing a lot of meditating. I do see see yoga poses, but I do see somebody meditating, and in doing so, it really helps ground you. It really helps you figure out some things that you've been trying to think through by literally clearing your mind. Now, soul truth. Do I know all my strengths, and am I using them? We all have superpowers, but it's up to us to uncover them. When we live and lead with our strengths, we are able to show up in our zone of genius. This inspires others to do the same. Today's soul action. Ask yourself, how can I use one of my soul's gifts today to contribute to this open and ready world? So I do feel like you, like I said, I feel like you have a way of healing energy, something with healing your chakras. Okay, so personally, I don't know why, but I keep seeing somebody doing the yoga. So you might want to think about doing a YouTube channel, or maybe some sort of a platform, some sort of way to get out how you exercise and what you listen to when you're exercising. Because, this is the time where a lot of people are starting to open up to the idea of, there's so much more. There's more that I can think of. People want to learn more about themselves. They want to heal. People just they want to learn more about themselves and what they need to. Okay, so this is the time for spiritual things to go on. So I do recommend, if you are interested in making a YouTube channel, maybe making a YouTube channel or some sort of a platform, sharing how you meditate, what you do to help you relax and help you to meditate. If you don't feel comfortable doing the, meditating on there, you don't have to, but it does help really bring people out. Now, when you're meditating, you might want to think about, like, when you're doing it, to explain to people what you're doing. Because I do think somebody could just end up, like, forgetting that camera is on. So there is something in trying to remember that is on. Also, like, what are things that you think of to try to keep you on track? That is something that I have noticed a lot of people have issues with. Where am I with my health goals? Where do I want to be? Why am I not there? What will it take for me to feel well? If my body could talk, it would say blank. Today's soul action: feed your body what it needs to feel nourished, appreciated, and loved. Make some new, exciting goals to take your health to the next level. So I feel like if you're not exercising a lot, maybe that's why I was talking about it. Maybe that's something you should start looking into, Like, my sister and I were recently just talking about how, like, we kind of wish that some of the people that we, watch or would look up for doing exercises was more realistic, Like, there's one chick that is on one of the people my sister really likes to watch, who is kind of realistic. Like, she makes faces when she's, like, working out and stuff like that, and, like, I really like that. And her body is more realistic to what people look like than what they don't, Like, she feels more real than most people. So maybe you want to look into something like that, and not everybody can, like, lose weight by doing exercise. Sadly, that's just the truth. There's a lot of cutting out when it comes to, foods and what, foods, like, make you, like, don't digest well and such. So I don't know. I feel like there is something about watching what you're eating, doing something to make your health better. Like, what is it that you want to make better? Is it because you just want to be a smaller person, or is it because you want to be healthier? Like, I don't know. Look at your health goals and decide what works for you. What am I most afraid of losing? Interesting that comes out next. As we grow, change, and transform our lives, it requires us to let go of something that was, to make room for what will be. If you were to take the big leap today, would you feel scared of losing love, safety, or belonging? What if it was a big fat lie? What if it was impossible to lose any of the things because you have the power to give everything you need to yourself? Today's soul action: name that fear and look at the worst case scenario. Find a solution. Take your power back by being certain of who you are and where you are going. Today's mantra: I move forward knowing I am powerful beyond measure. I am loved, I am safe, and I belong. What's interesting is I kind of was talking about earlier about, like, finding the root of the problem and, like, tearing it out of there. So I do feel like that's what they're asking you to do. Don't be afraid of letting go of what was, because, like, what will be not only the stronger version of what you were, but also the, I wouldn't say better. I mean, technically it is, but, like, I don't like thinking of better than anything or anyone. So it's more or less like the next version of yourself that you're supposed to be. And it kind of reminded me of, like, taking off an old skin, like a skeleton, like, literally taking off that skin and putting on a new skin that fits better because the skeleton has grown. It doesn't fit that skin anymore. It's time to move forward. How can I be more flexible right now? What are you trying to control? Maybe it's time to let go. Let love move through you today and trust the outcome will be for your highest good. Today's soul action: remind yourself all day long that you are safe, that life is happening for you, and that you are not alone. Then do some yoga. So much about yoga, so maybe look into yoga. And also, control is actually a myth, so just keep that in mind. And what do I mean by that? Look it up, my dear. Am I communicating my needs? Your needs matter. What are you needing right now that you haven't communicated? What are you afraid of? Is it possible that what you are fearing is not true? Today's soul action: journal these answers. What are my needs? Am I saying no and yes enough based on my desires? Am I telling my full truth? Do I believe that my needs matter, and do I share them with others? Do I ask for what I want? When communicating my needs, what am I resisting and with whom? What do I need in order to feel safe enough to express my needs? And I don't know why, but I kind of feel like you just asked like you, the reader, what these cards are. And it's Soul Truth cards. Hold on a second. Where are you? Ouch. I could have swore I had the freaking thing, but I don't even see it. Maybe, no, that's the self-awareness one. Oh no, it is this one. Okay. It just looks different. Okay, but this is what those ones were. So in case you were interested in buying a deck for yourself, which I highly recommend, like, they're a bit, like, brutal, like, they're truthful, but it tells you exactly what you need to know, and it does help out in the long run. So if you're interested, that's what these cards are. Also about the communication. So people cannot normally read your mind. So you're going to have to tell people what you expect from them, because they're not going to know automatically what you expect from them. Not everybody thinks the same. Not everybody has the same expectations. So communication is very important. All right, your love advice is playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. So true. And love can be in so many different forms. Like, I am kind of getting the playing around with some friends or some family, just enjoying yourself. Acceptance is a key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. And I do think that is talking about, like, how you feel like you're trying to control things and stuff like that. But there is something that is in that there, things you can't control everything, okay? And there are some things, even though we wish they weren't, they are the way that they are for a reason. We don't see what that reason is, but there is a reason, and you just have to accept things for what they are. Not only just because you can't change it, because you can't. It doesn't matter how much control you think you have over a situation. You can't change things, like, some things are just meant to be. Like, and that's just the crazy thing, like. And I feel like that's hard for you to acknowledge, that there is something that was meant to be. And I feel like you're upset that somebody that you really are into or is dating somebody else or is with somebody else. And it's like, well, I don't think that's supposed to be. But those two people are supposed to learn something from each other. And just because you think that you two should be together, the one that you want to be with, doesn't mean that those two aren't supposed to be together. At this point in time, or whenever you are watching this, they are supposed to be together because they are supposed to be learning something from each other. Whether they have learned it or not is up to them if they have gone through it. It's not up to you. Okay? And you are so supposed to be learning something at the moment as well. I am not saying you guys will not be together down the line. Time is a finicky, interesting thing, okay? Like, it moves so differently, and sometimes you just need more time before something can actually come together. You two are currently not at the right point to be together. It may feel like it, you may wish upon it, but it just is not so. So I feel like that's what they're just trying to say. Anyway. Romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. Doesn't matter. Somebody's going to come along and you're going to like them a lot and want to be with them. But wait. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Because I do feel like they're pushing it will just make it go further away from you. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. I do feel like you kind of really I feel like somebody is lonely. They just miss somebody being there. And you will find the person that you're looking for. You will find a love. Just only time will tell when that will be. And by continuously trying to push it to come towards you, you just push it further away from you. So don't keep trying to drag it to you. Just let it go and it'll come to you. Like, naturally come to you. Your angel advice is, I am with you, giving you the courage to make life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose. And that's why I say work on yourself. Instead of concentrating on love, work on yourself, It's the best distraction. And not only that, but it helps you heal, and it brings things way closer to you than you will ever realize. As you honor and follow your guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. Like literally what I just said. But okay. I am helping you heal physical challenges in yourself and others. You are a healer like me. And I did say you're a healer. Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. Do you feel like they are, as don't compromise. Keep going for what it is that you want, but realize that and I feel like they're talking about that when it comes to yourself and your personal goals. You are at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort you and to guide you to the next step. Happiness awaits you now. Like all of this is like coming together. So crazy. To make your decision, ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine purpose? Which way takes me away from it? I am the angel of peace. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. So things will be a lot easier from now on. And then these are the songs that that there could be some messages from your guides. So check these ones out. A Lovely Mess by the Front Porch Step. I Just Don't Know What to Do With Myself by the White Stripes. Confident by Demi Lovato. Complicated by Avril Lavigne. Love Myself by Haley Steinfeld. Dude, such a good song. I really do recommend that one. IDFC by Black Bear. I don't give a fuck. Oh, I don't fucking care. Closer by the Chainsmokers. Hi, It's Me by Eshniko. This song is so funny. She Hates Me by Puddle of Mud. Heathens by 21 Pilots. And When You Were Young by The Killers. Okay, my pile 1. This is all I have for you. I hope it was helpful. If it was helpful, let me know by hitting that like button or letting me know how it resonated with you. I love seeing how it resonates with you guys. Like, you have no idea. It makes my day. It makes me think I know what I'm doing. But yeah, if you have any requests for videos, let me know in the comments below. I will try to get to them as soon as I can. Otherwise, that's all I've got for you. So maybe meet again, and bye. I got one sugar Pop-Tarts. I'm so excited. Alright. So when I first started doing tarot, like, I used to try to make things go as quickly as possible, right? Because, like, reading these do take a long time. Like, my sister does not think I should, like, she does, but she doesn't. Like, she knows I love doing tarot, and she just wants me to be happy, but at the same time, like, I know it does take up a lot of time, and it does take a while for it to build up. But, I totally forgot where I was going with this. Oh, but, like, she says that, like, my pick of cards, are the longest ones because they last, like, I'm not gonna lie, it does last a few hours, like, I have to put aside 3 hours, like, every time I want to do, like, a pick a card reading, but it's because there's a lot that needs, you have to sit there and you have to figure out what you're gonna do for the pick a card, and then, usually kind of all falls into place for, like, what you're going to ask the cards, what cards you're supposed to use, plus then you have to pick all of the cards for all of the piles and stuff like that. And she's like, it just takes too much time. You spend so much time on it and you don't really get anything out of it. And I'm just like, but I do. I really do. I love reading tarot. It is so fun for me. I love looking at the cards. They're fucking beautiful. And I love sometimes when I touch the cards, like, the things that come from looking at them or from when looking at them from a different way. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like it's very beautiful and I love doing it. I love working with tarot. I really kind of wish I'd found it earlier. I know I just wasn't supposed to, shit like happens like that for a reason. But I mean, it is beautiful. Like, I really do love it. And it's so cool seeing how it always works together and how it's always right. Always right, dude. Well, I take that back. Not completely always right. There was a couple times we had misunderstandings. But that's on me, really, because I wasn't reading the cards right. But just gotten a lot better about it. I mean, I have, done readings for her that are kind of helpful, so I hope that, has helped out. But I do really wish that some of my readings I had done for her would just happen for her already, just because, I know she could really use it in her life. Shoot, who the fuck couldn't? It is what it is. It's so exciting because this is my file. I mean, I felt drawn to a little bit that was in pile 1, but it's actually one of my favorite charms, which is so funny because I'm always saying that, one of my favorite charms, but they're beautiful and they should all be your favorite. You should smile when you see things, not be overwhelmed or disappointed, it should be ooh, this is mine. That's crazy. Does play an awful lot for me, I have noticed. Okay. Okay, my pile 2. If you chose a super cute dragonfly, this is your pile. And my pile. Okay, so because you're in my pile, I felt I should show you. Look at this super cute, adorable. It's a lighter, obviously. It's Nevermore, but it's got a raven on it. I was actually one of my favorite writers. But anyway, we're going to start off with what you're going through, and then I'll go into the crystals, which the way I had done it for the crystals, the intention was what they would be taking the place of the crystals. So yeah, whatever I say for what the crystal would be, it would be actually what your guides are. And then we'll move into what they think that you should be doing, and what they think you should be working on, and also advice for working on yourself. And we pulled for 2 of those, so there's going to be that. Then I'm going to do probably the love advice, and I'll go into the angel advice, and then we'll go into the song advice. So both your cards are personal growth for what you're going through. Harry Potter spent the first 11 years of his life with the Dursleys at number 4 Privet Drive. Though he must return for the summer holidays, he never considers this to be his true home. His true home is Hogwarts. Where is your true home? Has this changed as you've gotten older? What is it about this place that makes it so special to you? It's interesting because I had literally just went through some of the stuff that I had written from back in the day. And one of the things that I had written about was how I wanted to move. From when I was younger, from where I lived at, it was always just supposed to be a stepping stone. We were just supposed to move on to the next place. And that's how they, like, literally, my parents had told me for, like, all of my life for the trailer parks that we grew up in. And then when I got, I don't know, it's like it built over the years and it was just such a thing. Like, then we moved out of there, we moved to Ohio, and I moved around a few times when I first moved here. I've been living in the house that I currently am sharing with my sister for I think it's been 7 years that I've been living in this house. Maybe a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, but either way, I think it's been 8 years, but either way, it's, and like I've just started realizing that I had consistently always wanted to be out of the areas that I was in just because they always seen it as stepping stones. So there is something about looking at where your home is and maybe like what you believe about what your home is. So home also, in my opinion, is also where your family is, who you believe as your family, because to me that's what makes a home, is your family. Not so much the place, but the people that are in the place that you come home to. So like that's what your home should really be about. For Hermione Granger, there's almost nothing that can't be solved by consulting a book. In fact, there are many instances throughout the films where Hermione's bookishness helps her friends save the day. She even carries a huge stack of books in her enchanted bag when she, Ron, and Harry go hunting for Horcruxes, whatever. Books play a huge part in how Hermione understands and interacts with the world. Have you ever come across a book or books that have a strong effect on your life? What were they, and why do you think they affected you so much? For me, it was Harry Potter, and then when I got older, it was the Cassie Palmer series, which if you have not read it, I highly recommend it. It's by Karen Chance. There's vampires, psychics, all kinds of things. Like, it's actually pretty awesome. And I love Pricken. If you do end up reading the series and you come across Pricken, he's mine. You got me. He's my fictional character. And then, like, I don't know, I've always, been able to, like, Harry was so different. That's why I always, like, felt really drawn to the books. He always felt like he didn't belong until he finally felt a school. He finally found a place where he felt like he had more in common because he could do magic and these people could do magic, and I kind of filled him with wonder, too, which was also something interesting. Anyway, that's what you're going through. They're what they would like to tell you, remember, see it from their point of view, the crystal as your guide. Flame Red, allow me to ignite your passion for life once again. Great change and opportunities available to you now. Simply open to receive it. I will spark the passion in your love life and career. Inspiration and creativity abound when working with my being. If you find yourself feeling stuck, hold me and allow my inner fire to light you up, getting your life flowing once again. So I feel like you're kind of asking for, like, passion for life again. And they want to help you out with that, but they need you to ask for that. And when they hand it to you, when they hand you, like, little, like, tidbits of a thought or a download, or just, like, there's something that kind of, like, sparks your interest, go for it, because that's what's supposed to help you. Effervescent Blue. The blueprint of the planetary and human ascension is encoded within my being. Allow me to awaken you from your slumber into the true remembrance of who you are. My blue hue activates your intuition on all levels, allowing you to fully know, feel, see, and hear beyond your 3D senses. Somebody wants to help wake you up. Deep Purple. I am the essence of royalty, majesty, I can't say that word. I don't know why. I've always had a hard problem with it. Power and magic. I hold the secrets of the cosmos within my being and share them with souls of pure heart, mind, and intention. Since great power resides within me, I will only share this power with those that are ready. Working with me will bring you great insights into life. Allow me to shield you from negativity as I burn away denser energies and negative thoughts from within yourself or coming from another. I release for you all that does not serve. There's, okay, so also, I was thinking when I was reading this, amethyst might be something that you want to, it could be a crystal that you want to work with, and there's also, what is that one called? Black obsidian. That is something else you might want to look into as well, because that was coming to mind as for something you might want to work with. Black obsidian helps against protecting against negative energies. So does amethyst, but amethyst also has a way of opening up your third eye a little bit more. You know, it's like no, you can't close it. You're gonna stay open. You know, that kind of thing. Something black. I teach you the path of self-mastery and divine alchemy. There is nothing within you that is not a gift from the Supreme Creator. Everything within is sacred and should be treated as such. You are perfect just as you are. Contained within me is the mystery of the cosmos. I work with Lord Buddha to assist you with achieving your inner and outer balance. I will help you walk the middle path where nothing can shake you off your center. I will teach you to see and appreciate the gift of life. I am a key. Holy shit. I just was talking about a key in one of my other readings. Hold me and allow me, essence, to take you on an inner journey of self-discovery. Hold me, gaze at me, meditate with me, sleep with me, and I will bring to you great wisdom of the universe and insights into your personal life situations. Work with me to fully anchor your mighty I am presence into your human form. So I was getting the sleep with me as soon as I said it. I laughed a little bit. Okay, because I feel like you're getting messages from your guides in your dreams. And it's like you're literally remembering every part except that message from the dream. I don't know. Like, that's what made me laugh, is because, like, that's something I went to. So, interesting. Anyway, all right, now what they think you should be working on. There it is. So this is, you can tell this one's mine. Oracle cards. You are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. So I do feel like tarot is definitely something you might want to be looking into. Children, your life purpose involves helping, teaching, and healing children. Yep. Music. Your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. Writing. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. Counseling. You heal with kind, wise advice and an empathetic ear. So you feel like a lot of people come to you, and they have for a long time. Like, your friends would come to you for advice. Other people come to you for advice because you know what you're doing. I do feel like you could write in your, like, off time, or you could even do it for your job. And it's like you have a way with words. It's very inspiring. Music. Okay, so you could, be in a band or sing or so forth. You could even write music, but I also feel like there's, like, a connection with music. Like for example, I use the songs. I try to use songs in almost all of my videos just because a lot of people have a connection with music. It's very easy to connect with music, so, like, and there's always messages, and you can take it, there are always many messages in music because people are very different. They believe different things, have different experiences, and can relate to things in a different way. So I do feel like that's something. Children. Now, you could have children, or children could just be really drawn to you. They could really like you. But you do have a way of healing and a way of opening up children's minds, like expanding their horizons. On working on yourself, advice for working on yourself, movement. Don't stay still, do things, constantly move. Soak in a bath. So you might want to take some bath time. Now, I'm seeing candles being lit. I'm also seeing sage in the background, maybe something with cleansing, and aromatherapy, because I do see flowers as well. So bathing would really help out, a good soak. Clear your energy field. So that's interesting that I saw that incense. So there could be, you need to do some serious, or you need to cleanse your energy, because there could be some negativity that's trying to affect you. Build strength. I see somebody working out, punching, going forth, like growing, getting some abs, growing abs. Yeah, but somebody works on their core strength. Spend time with animals. I do feel like you could be spending a lot of time with animals. Animals will be very drawn to you, but I do feel like you may have animals, or animals may just come to you because they want your attention. And drinking tea, but I think you'll be drinking something that's healthy for you, and that's what you'll be concentrating on, is doing better for you. I personally am not a fan of tea. I haven't found one that I like yet. I like fruity shit. Oh, that's going to taste bad. Okay. Now, the soul truth. Am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Ugh. The feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. When part of you is ready to stand in the light, is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed? Today's soul action: heal the shame by giving it a name. Bring it to the light and let it be seen, heard, and healed. It's revival season. Replace the shame with your soul's truth. Fill in the blank. My soul truth is. So here's the thing that I just recently learned about shame. Actually, I started reading this. It's called the Ascension Handbook. It was a gift to me from a while ago. But either way, it was talking about how shame is actually just something that's learned. Literally through your DNA. Like, it's given to you from your DNA. It's not a real fucking thing, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because, like, yeah, but it's like you teach yourself to be ashamed of the things that you do, but the reality is there should be no shame for it, because you just do what you felt drawn to do, what you did. Even if you thought it was wrong, you still did it, there shouldn't be shame in it. You should be like, take what you did and do better with it, don't be ashamed of, again, see that word? I hate that it's so used so much. Don't be, down about using it, it is what it is, and you just grow from it, and you're going to grow from it. What passion am I ready to pursue? Your passions will continually lead you to your purpose. What passions have you put to the side, given up on, or buried? What passion is ready to come alive in you? Today's soul action: write a list of the passions to which you want to give your life right now. Then journal how you can incorporate more of what you're passionate about into your daily life. Trust your soul's whispering and let your passions draw you toward your dream life. I do feel like there are things that you've been wanting to do that you've been kind of putting off just because, you're not sure if that's what you should do, and they're asking you to pursue it, to go for it. Where can I create more space? Instead of filling yourself up with busy work and things to do, create more sacred space in your schedule, in your home, your mind, in lungs, and in your heart. Take time to just be. Today's soul action: do a clutter detox of your schedule, home, and innermost self. Make space. Clarity will come. How can I surrender even more in this moment? It is essential to have clear, strong intentions of what we desire, but it's equally important for us to detach from the outcome. It's time to surrender. Let the universe have some breathing room to work. Let go of the wheel and trust so deeply that your trust turns into gratitude for what you cannot see coming, but is coming. Today's soul action: know this so deeply that your soul vibrates. You are not alone. Your life has purpose, and the more you surrender, the more God can produce miracles in your life. Today's soul mantra: I surrender. I accept all that I cannot change. I release the outcome, and I joyfully trust the process. What's interesting, though? Because there are things that I wanted and I tried so hard to control in my life that, I don't have any control over. But I thought I did, so I would continuously try for it. But as soon as I let go of the idea of the control of it, it's when things really, I felt started happening. I can't see it, but I can feel it's coming. It's almost there. It's so tangible, right? But I'm not going to try to force it to happen. I'm just going to let it come to me. And I'm so grateful that it's coming, because this is something I wanted and waited for. I felt like I've waited for all of my life, but I know it's coming. There's nothing that can take it from me. There is nothing that can stop it. It just is meant to be, so it will happen. But my belief in that, I believe it so much, and I'm so grateful that it's coming, because like I said, it is something I've always wanted. So being in this kind of frequency, I guess, vibration would be exactly what you need in order for it to come towards you. When was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? Go back to a moment when you laughed so hard you almost peed your pants, or did. Feel the laughter grow in your body, your cheeks hurting and your eyes watering. Maybe there was even a snort or two. Laughter is healing. It reminds us to take life less seriously and find the joy in the littlest things. Note to self, laugh more often. Today's still action. Make somebody laugh today. And it is. Like, I love making people laugh. I'm corny as fuck. Like, I'm probably one of the corniest people you will ever meet. My jokes are not always funny, but I still try to make people smile. I like to make people smile, like, either by complimenting them, because people don't hear as many compliments as they do complaints. So, like, I don't know, I like to make people smile. It's nice to see their, because when somebody smiles, it's like that's when you can almost see their soul. It's pretty amazing, actually. Anyway, their advice for you is you have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, or parenting children. It's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I am watching over you, guiding and protecting you during these changes. So there are changes that you're supposed to be making, and you are protected as you make them. Your emotions are healing, which enables you to open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and minds. To help heal this situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. You are a light worker. God needs you to shine your divine light and love like an angel upon the earth and all of its inhabitants. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith and don't try to force it to happen. Like literally what I just said a little bit ago. What's your desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. And that's very true. So being positive about what you want. Sacred union, or this is your love oracle. Your love advice. Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give it to yourself. I love that. Work on yourself is pretty much what it's saying, instead of focusing on somebody else. Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. Secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful and you can allow joy into your life regardless of circumstances you currently find yourself in. Okay, two things. One, it kills me when people are like, I can't decide to be happy. Yeah, you can. Happiness is a decision. It's a choice. You don't have to wait until you have something to feel happiness. Why do you have to have accomplished something to feel happiness? Like that, and like we are conditioned and we are taught this from a very young age, but like at the same time, it's also a load of bullshit. There is no right or wrong time to be happy. You should be happy at any time you can be. I will always try to choose happiness. I admit freely it's not an easy choice every day. It is a battle, but at the same time, it is a choice. It's for you to feel. It's not for somebody to take away, and it doesn't depend on a material item. It depends on you completely and emotionally. And then the surrendering, let go of things, in order for things to come in towards you. We were literally just talking about that, so that is a huge thing as well. And then look inside yourself. But the thing that I was thinking about for look inside yourself is okay. So one of my huge advice that I always try to, I try to push, it's something that I try to do myself, is I try to work on myself to distract myself. Like I distract myself by working on myself. I try to do things that better myself, that will better me for my future, for my future, to be honest with you. I want to be at my best for my future. So like I'm trying to do the things that I know that I need to work on to make it better for myself in the future, and also just to make it better for myself in general. Working on yourself is the best way to bring forward what it is that you want in your life, because not only are you being distracted by working on yourself, because we're humans, we are selfish creatures, we can get easily wrapped up in ourselves. But when we get wrapped up in ourselves by fixing ourselves and fixing the things that, we know that we can't really bring into a next relationship, or you can't bring on into the next cycle of your life, as you're doing that, not only are you letting those layers fall away, and changing into something completely different. But like, you are also bringing the things that you've been wanting, the things that is right for you, that you've been asking for, but not exactly what you thought. Like, it brings that closer to you, and you start to see it better than you ever did before. Okay, now your advice through your songs is Gone Away by Five Finger Death Punch, Just Like Fire by Pink, Just Like You by 3 Days Grace, Second Chance by Shinedown, You Broke Me First by Tate McRae, I Just Wanna Run by Downtown Fiction, Fake It by Seether, Monster by Meg Myers. Yeah, I highly recommend checking her out. She's pretty cool. And Oh Love by Green Day. Not a fan of Green Day. But this is all I have for you. I hope it was helpful. If it was helpful, let me know by hitting that like button or letting me know how it resonates with you. I love when you guys tell me how it resonates with you. It makes my fucking day, I have to say. Also makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. If you have any requests for videos, please let me know in the comments below, and I will try to get to them as soon as I can. There's other stuff in the description box below. I just can't think of what I was trying to say, and but that's all I've got for you. I'm going to move on to my pile 3, so may we meet again. Bye! So bad. Right under my feet. Ooh! Tasty. Jeez. 3. You. You don't have to walk with me to the bathroom. I can find it myself. You haven't done. Give me a damn look. Okay, my pile 3. If you chose a robot, this is your pile. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to start with what you're going through. Ooh, don't touch my feet with your nose, it's cold. I'm going to start with what you're going through, then I'm going to go through and do the crystals. And the crystals, I want you to see it from your guide's point of view, like the crystal is the guide. Then we'll move into what they think you should be working on or what you should be doing, and then we'll go into what you're supposed to do to like work on yourself, like advice for working on yourself. And then we'll go, I guess, into love advice, angel advice, and then we'll go into the songs. Yeah, the songs should be interesting. Anyway, so we have Flights of Fancy. Polyjuice Potion is a highly advanced potion that enables the drinker to take on the appearance of someone else. It is used several times throughout the films. Harry and Ron use it to become Crabbe and Goyle and infiltrate the Slytherin common room in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And Hermione uses it to take on the appearance of Bellatrix Lestrange and break into Gringotts in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. If you could take Polyjuice Potion, who would you turn into? What about the person or their life would you like to experience? So who do you want to be? I feel like that's what it's asking. Who do you want to be and why do you want to be this person? What is it about their life that you want to experience? Battling our fears. In Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, Harry tries to leave the burrow to start the hunt for Voldemort's Horcruxes. on his own. Luckily, Ron finds in time and talks him out of it, knowing that Harry will need him and Hermione to complete his quest. Harry eventually relents, accepting his friend's help and returning to the house. Sometimes the best way to handle a challenging situation is to accept your friend's help. Have your friends ever stopped you from making a hasty decision or offered help during a difficult time? Did you accept? Why or why not? Do you think things would have been different if you had made a different choice? I feel like in this instance, it's because I keep being drawn to, have your friends ever stopped you from making a hasty decision or offered you help during a difficult time? I feel like it's asking, has your friends ever helped you, ever stopped you from making a hasty decision, or did they help you out when you really needed the help? And also, do you think things would have been different if you had made a different choice? Do you think you made the right decision? I have noticed this area that I am currently living in is different than where I had grown up, in the sense that a lot of people around here, like, they tend to make hasty decisions based upon, like, emotions or just not wanting to take it anymore, right? Like, that's how it turns out, I've noticed around here. And I don't know if it's just this general area, if something had happened at their birth or something that makes them to not be like a true friend. Like, a true friend would be like, all right, well, maybe you should rethink this decision if it's right for you. If it is right for you, go for it, man. I'm behind you 100%. You need some help? Or, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that because it's fucking stupid. You know, like, I don't know where the honesty went when it came to certain things, but I do have noticed that some people are always afraid to speak up because, like, they don't want to hurt their friends' feelings. But, I mean, that's the reason why you're friends in the first place, is you're supposed to be the one to be like, hey, common sense here, you know? And I do feel like there is something like that. I don't think, like, a friend had helped you in the way that they should have helped you when it's talking about that. Also, though, wanting to be somebody else, you know, the interesting thing about that is like, I don't think it's so much like, maybe it is, but it's like you kind of want to be, you just want to take a part of somebody's life that they have and have it for your own. You know, you're jealous of a certain situation or a certain thing that this person has or a quality that they have. You know, you own that same quality. You possess the exact same thing that person does. The reason why you're so drawn to it, you're so jealous of it, is because that person's not afraid to show it and not afraid to have it out and about. Whereas you hide it. You know, you don't have to be afraid to hide it. You know, in the end, all we are is bones and fucking blood. So, like, what's it matter? Like, be proud of the differences that you have. I don't know who that is for. I feel like I'm off target. Really? You're kind of pissing me off. Make up your mind. Yeah, Jack. Alright, so we're going to start with the crystals next. We have Garnet. Kundalini activation and acceleration is offered to you, dear one. Hold me in your left hand and allow the energies to flow, awakening you to higher states of consciousness, perception, and understanding. Kundalini activation, that's what it's called. Earth Green. Great abundance, prosperity, and success are yours, and I will open you to receive it. My essence holds great magic, mystery, and knowledge. Hold me and visualize how you would like your life to be and look. I will bring you miracle manifestations. Your heart's deepest desire is to create heaven on earth, and I hold the blueprint for that creation. My Gaia green energy represents the heart of the Mother Earth, connecting with your heart, bringing you into perfect alignment with Mother Earth. I bring you gifts of unconditional love and infinite compassion for yourself, others, and Earth, and all of the life. It's interesting because it's like, stop looking at what other people have, because I also, like, when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking jealous eyes. Stop looking at what they have, and you can create it yourself. You have the power to. You just have to take control of it. My energy will bring you into the... Sapphire. My energy will bring you into the ever-present now moment. Now is where all of your power is. Let go of the past and please do not worry about the future. You have not created it yet. The energy is available for you to see, feel, allow, and imagine a most magnificent future, full of abundance, inspiration, joy, and love. Create it, dear one. I feel like they're asking you to be more in the now presence. You're living too much in the past, or you are letting the past control you too much. Shaman Brown. As you hold me, allow roots to grow from your base chakra, extending deep into Mother Earth. Allow me to ground, nurture, and support you as you walk in gentle beauty on this blessed Earth planet. I hate when my stuttering comes back. It's so annoying. Fully inhabiting your body will bring you great pleasure. It is safe to be in your human body. My deep brown hue will bring you great comfort and give you the courage to make the necessary life changes that will serve you. Yellow-green. Hold me in your hand, dear one, and allow my calming, peaceful energy to permeate your mind, body, system, and there is nowhere to go, nothing to do. Simply enjoy the never-ending now. I will help you to live and be in the now moment. Like a little child, innocent and free, I will help you to find the inner child that dwells within and allow them to play. Tangerine. I hold the solar energy of the great central sun. My light purifies and transmutes all that you are willing to release. I bring the solar light into your cellular DNA to activate your latent DNA strands and upgrade your consciousness via the pituitary and pineal glands. Simply place me on your third eye for a few moments for the gut upgrades and activations to complete. I bring you great vitality, empowerment, focus, clarity, and power. You are one with everything. During times of feeling disconnected, please hold me, and I will help you to remember the oneness that pervades this cosmos. Pervades this cosmos. That's interesting wording. You know, it's interesting. I think you do have these upgrades. You do know what's coming for you or what's supposed to happen for you, but it's like somewhere along the lines you kind of forgot about some of it, or you like are kind of avoiding it. You know, you can't avoid everything forever. What's meant to be will happen. It just takes a little time. Okay. So this is what your guides feel like you should be working on or doing. Animals. You understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance as the animals are part of your life's work. So animal rescue popped up in my head, so that could be for somebody in particular. Builder. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishments. I see somebody just like building things, creating things with their hands, working with a hammer. Environmentalist. You're an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. Support. Your life purpose fully supports you. Speaker. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. See, I've always been I've always kind of envied people that can speak easily, that don't stutter. Like I have always had a stuttering problem, actually, including when I was younger. So like I have always been always wanted to be able to speak what's on my mind clearly, and so that people would understand it from like my perspective, and also like maybe like learn from it, you know, but I'm not very good at that. So good for you. Artist. But engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. Healer. You have the spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share it with others. Study. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. You know what's interesting? I noticed in this one is this an older man that is studying something and is about to graduate. He's about to have all of this wisdom and share that with people. And he's wearing a key around his neck, so that's significant for somebody. And this person could have changed careers like halfway through his life is kind of what I'm getting. All right, now advice for how to work on yourself from your guides. We'll start with soul affirmations. Write a gratitude list. So write the things that you're grateful for. I feel like you need to be a little more grateful about the things that you have. Journal. So writing things in a journal would be beneficial to you as well. Maybe about a particular person or a particular thing that's been on your mind. I'm also being drawn to the yin yang here. So I don't know, twin flame could be in this somehow. There's also crystals. So maybe talking about crystals, talking about birth charts. Be still. I feel like somebody is constantly moving. They move around a lot. They're a busybody and they're asking you to chill out. Just relax for a little bit. Connect with the earth. Go on a walk. Go through the forest. It's like literally connecting with the earth and the trees. Like feeling the oneness, the connections. You got singing. Like I see somebody like singing in the car or something like that. Somebody just really blaring their music and singing to their music. And then we have aromatherapy. I'm being drawn to the vanilla and peppermint and citrus. So these are scents that you might want to look into. Citrus is actually really good for uplifting your mood. Vanilla is a very comforting scent, and peppermint is also a bit of an uplifting, but yes. And then we also have beauty ritual. I see somebody playing or like doing their nails, like painting their nails, maybe doing something different with their hair. Alone time, spending a lot of time alone, just like, concentrating on what works for you. Doing some reading. I see somebody like reading up on like maybe the occult, something about a wish, some herbs. I also see flowers here, so somebody could just be doing a lot of reading and like studying. And we also have music. So I love that it has music and singing. So I do feel like music is going to be very beneficial to you in your healing process. Even like doing something with music, like it says singing, so maybe you could be in a band and it's like this will be very beneficial to you. It'll help you heal in a lot of ways. And then you've got the most out of the soul truth cards, so you be lying to yourself about a lot. It's okay, that's what these are for, is to call you out on your shit. When was the last time I danced freely? Dance, because it will shift you into a beautiful state, because it will get you out of your head and into your body and heart, because your fear lives in the head, along with anxiety, control, guilt, frustration, and impatience. In just a few minutes of dancing, you will make the shift. You will feel a charge of joy and confidence take over, and you will feel a soul reminder to live and lead from your heart. Dancing is a tool to ground us in the now. It triggers happiness, and it is the gateway to freedom. To become free, dance. Today's soul action. Dance for 3 minutes to your favorite song. Notice the inward fire from within and the feeling you feel being you. You are a wild, loving force. Express it with dance today. If you do feel like dancing is very important, listen to some music, something that makes you really want to dance and get up. Am I apologizing for my truth? What part of you is apologizing? What part of you is apologizing for your truth and why? Today's soul action. Today, be proud of your truth. Catch yourself when you want to apologize or withhold parts of you. You never know whose life you will change when you are brave enough to speak it. Be the lighthouse that shines on the courage that lives in all of us. This will give others permission to speak their own truth. There is room for all of us. Today's soul mantra. Courage is contagious. And it really is. And you know what's crazy is because in like one of my readings, I don't remember which one it was, I was talking about how fear is temporary and regret is forever. So like, don't be afraid to be your true self, to own your truth, to say what's on your mind, or to do what it is that you feel is right. Because like that fear to do it will only last a couple seconds, but the regret in not doing so and not speaking your mind and not being who you truly are, that regret will be with you for the rest of your life. So just keep that in mind. What do I resist feeling right now? We have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor its existence. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it, we can then release what no longer serves us. Today's soul action. Allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you, no matter how long it lasts. Then release it back into the ocean. Feel it, heal it, enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. So that is something a lot of people tend to avoid. You have to heal it to feel it. You have to feel it to heal it. Like a lot of people like to avoid their feelings. They don't want to feel what, hurts them in the first place. And then like some people feel like it's like living in misery, but you're not living in the misery. You're feeling it. You have to feel it. You have to find the root of it. And then you have to heal it by going through it, like feeling it, by Like I said, seeing the root of the problem, and then you like heal it. Some people heal by crying. Some people heal by doing something different than what they had done. Like, everybody heals in their own way. So like, just keep that in mind. What expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? The expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. Then we experience disappointment with ourselves or with a relationship when we are not met. It's time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. Today's soul action: be grateful. You are being summoned to more peace. Peace is home for our soul, and it is accompanied by trust. It comes when you surrender and focus only on what you can control. If you expect nothing and are grateful for everything, you will experience extreme fulfillment. And it's very true. It's also very hard to do. But, okay, so I have noticed that we do have an expectation of how our relationship should be going into the relationship, but we don't tend to communicate to the person that we're in this relationship with what we're expecting out of this commitment, out of this relationship. Like, even if you're expecting commitment in a relationship, because some people aren't, some people don't do that. So, I do feel like they're asking you to communicate what your expectations are a little bit better, and to be grateful for the things that you have, because the expectations you have are always going to be met with disappointment, because nobody can read your mind. Nobody knows what you expect out of a relationship or out of a situation. Only you know what you expect, and like, not everybody has those same expectations that you do. So there is that as well. Everybody is different. How can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete, by Buddha. Today's soul action: choose one self-care action to do today. Set strong boundaries. Meditate and listen to your heart. Speak to yourself with compassion. Focus on your strengths. Say no to something that isn't a soul yes. Say yes to something that you are afraid of. Let go of what you cannot control. Stay far away from drama and negativity. Ask for help and allow it. And write down 3 things you are grateful for. I have noticed, like, I love true crime and I love scary things, but I have noticed it does have an effect on my mood and how I am. So I have been slowing down on watching that. So that could be something you need to look at the things that you're intaking. Yeah, that does include media. It does include music, the kind of things that they're saying in the music. Like, it's kind of crazy to say, but like, it is true. And also, like, news outlets and all that stuff. Also, the people that you're dealing with. Are there people that are more negative than they are positive? If they are more negative, those are the people that you should maybe spend a lot less time with and spend more time with the positive people. What excuses am I making right now? No more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. Today's soul action. It is important. If it is important enough to you, you will find a way. Today, make a decision and do it even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart and you will be led. You know what's interesting? We're always looking for the perfect time, the right moment, There's never, and I mean never, going to be a right time. You will always tell yourself, oh, well, this has to be right. This has to be perfectly in place. Well, first of all, there is no such thing as fucking perfect, okay? Like, this doesn't exist. I get it. There are perfectionists out there that think there is such thing, there ain't, okay? And there's never going to be a right time. There's never going to be a good enough time. Everything is never going to be completely lined up that way that you want it to, okay? And I do feel like there is something in stop waiting. Don't wait anymore. There is no point in waiting. Like, I spent a big part of my life waiting for something that I have come to realize will come when I stopped waiting for it, I had to stop waiting for something that I couldn't see but I could feel was coming, okay? And I had to start making things happen if I wanted things to happen. If I wanted something, I have to go for it. I have to grab it. I cannot just expect it to fall into my lap, because that's not how things work. If I work towards it and it does fall more into my lap because I'm working towards it, then yeah, it's more meant to be than you would think. I mean, it's not always the easiest thing. Like, some things are supposed to be hard. Otherwise, everybody would be making their dreams come true. I don't know why I put that back. How can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment? Growing our self-love is medicine to this world's broken heart. When you heal, we all heal. When you give yourself more grace, you are able to give the world more grace. Today's soul action: Look at yourself with a grace filter. You are meant to be in this moment of your life. Release the inner critic and fill in that hole with your soul's truth, that you are infinite, you are loved, and you are already there. So I do think we all have this inner critic that we need to tell to shut the fuck up or to go away or just kick out of our minds completely, because that critic ain't doing you any good. Okay, it's telling you the things you can't do that you can very well do, but you can't because you let this critic tell you can't. You have all the power. You have all the tools that you need to heal yourself, to grow from this pain in a way that will is not only stronger for, you know, the things that are to come, but also in a way to grow and to share with others so that other people can realize, hey, I'm not the only one going through this. I'm not the only one that went through this. What can I burn? Burn it. Burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong, and the proof that you were not enough. Burn, baby, burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. Today's soul action. Make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you. Pick your pen. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? So the interesting thing is like, people do tend to let their past, like, define who they are. But, like, it's not. Okay, like... Like, when I'm trying to get to know somebody, this is just an example. I like to ask people, one of the first things is, like, what's one of the hardest things that you had to accomplish in your life, okay? Because in my mind's eye, knowing what one of the hardest things for you to accomplish or one of the hardest things for you to do in your life, like, one of the hardest things is, it actually shows your character. It shows, like, how did you deal with that pain? How did you heal it? Did you heal it, or is it still something that's, you know, still hurting you deep down? You know, like, I feel like that will really gets you to know somebody, you know, like, without even having to, like, go any further or any, you know, more. Like, it's an instant, can I be your friend, or can we make something out of this? You know, in my opinion, I would befriend somebody. I would try to befriend somebody if I could. And if it felt right that I knew that they needed help in healing because they didn't completely heal from that, then I would try to help heal them if they will allow it. Now, I don't think I'd want to get into a relationship with somebody that hasn't healed something like that, but there is the potential of that for, like, later in life, if that's what you want. But, like, I also feel like there are these images we paint of ourselves in our minds that are not accurate in the slightest bit. Like, everybody sees themselves differently than for what they really are, for who they really are. We have a hard time seeing ourselves as other people see ourselves, you know, so I feel like they're asking you to drop the idea of what you've painted for yourself because you didn't nowhere close to the actual person that you are, and, like, you know, paint yourself anew. Use different colors that you hadn't experienced before. You know, use a technique you haven't even done yet. Like, just do something different for yourself. Let go of the old version of you so that this new version of you can fit better in your skin. Okay. Your love advice. Manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. You will not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. See, like, you know, going through some crap in your life, and then you don't ever understand at that time why this is happening to you. You know, that's what you're thinking to yourself. Why is this happening to me? Like, what the fuck did I do wrong? What the hell is it? And it's reality. If you just switch your words around just slightly and look at it slightly from a different perspective, it will change everything. It really does. Like, instead of, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening for me? What is this? What am I not seeing that I need to see now? Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it's only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Yeah, that is interesting. So don't look at, like, if somebody's trying to make you feel guilty for not, like, I don't know, this is, like, popping up in my head. Somebody could be trying to make you feel guilty because you don't want to be with somebody I don't know, maybe you had sex with this person, or you like guys had this like relationship for a while. You guys said you love each other, but like the things have changed. You guys have grown apart. You guys aren't the same. Your guys' like, you know, cycle has like ended. You know, it's just time for you guys to move on and go your different ways. And this person's like trying to make you feel guilty because you're like, oh, I love you, I want to be with you, you know, and stuff like that. But like, it's like they took it to heart as in be with each other forever, you know. And it's like, well, no, I did love you, but like, you know, and I will probably still love you, but I don't love you in the same way, and I think it's time for us to move on. Like, I don't know, it's like somebody's trying to guilt you into being with them, or like guilt you into thinking something that isn't accurate. That's not true. Friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. So there is a friendship that you need to nurture. You guys could have just stopped talking, or like there's, I don't know, some kind of a friendship that is like on pause that needs to be taken off pause. Balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. And I so agree with that. Like, it's boring to be in a relationship where you agree with everything that somebody, you know, everything, you know, because like you need that spice. You need that challenge, that, oh, you can do better than that. Oh, I know you can do better than that. Like that kind of like, yeah. You need the challenges, and that's what really helps. But you also definitely need the support, you know, like, and I do feel like that's what you're trying to look for. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. And you know what's interesting about this too is like there isn't a right or wrong choice when it comes to love. Like, love is unconditional. Love is so flowy. It's so flowy. There's no right or wrong choice. There is no right or wrong person. You know, you love somebody and you can either continue to love that person, or that love will change into a different form of love. I feel like that's more what it is. Your love just changes form. You may not want to continue to be with somebody that you've been with for a while, or there may be your love has changed for somebody you had once been seen as a friend, but you see as more now. Like, I don't know, there's something with this. You also have the angel advice. I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how how that will happen. Have faith. I am the angel of families. A happy change or addition is coming to your family. You have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. Please don't allow insecurity hold you back. I will help you. And I love how that came out, because you got communications, because you did have speaker and you also had arts, which was all, and also came out here too. So I do feel like you have a gift for that. It's like you're self-conscious of it though. It's like you don't have the confidence you need to share this with other people. Schooling, study, and education will help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide and help you with this process. So if you've been thinking about going to school, the answer is you should, because you do have 2 cards of study that came out. When you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, a sea salt bath, or a pedicure. And I love how the bath came out again. So you could be taking a bath tonight. A happy move to a new home or a place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. So either a happy new move, like a new house or a new home, or a new workplace is, or for some of you, it could be both. But that's in the works for you. And then caution is warranted. Look deeper into this situation before proceeding further. So there is a situation in your life currently that I do feel like you've been getting red flags on. They're asking you to take a second look at it because there's something that you're not quite seeing and you need to make a decision based on this. All right, so your songs, which is interesting for what the songs that came out for you, because it's kind of getting a story from the songs. You have Let Her Go by Passenger, Better by Myself by Hey Violet, Love Song by Sarah Bareilles. And then that song, like a part of the song is like coming up in my head. It's like, I'm not going to write you a love song just because you asked for it, just because you need one. Hate the Way by G-Eazy and Black Bear. And in this one, I was coming inside of my head was like, I hate the way that I miss you. And it was like the super quiet part in the music video. And then we have Wide Awake by Katy Perry. Somebody is wide awake to this connection into what is going on around them. Ain't My Fault, Don't Blame Me for the Shit That You're Going Through is pretty much what I was getting at by Zara Larsson. Animals by Maroon 5, Somebody Really Wants You. A Little Bit Off by Five Finger Death Punch. And I feel like it's actually talking about a situation. I'm Not the Only One by Sam Smith, knowing that they're not the only one that you're interested in, knowing that they're considered an option. Push by Matchbox 20. And Always by Bon Jovi. But yeah, this is all I've got for you in my pile 3. I hope it was helpful. If it was helpful, if it resonated with you in any way, please let me know by telling me in the comments, which I love, or letting me know in the by hitting that like button. That will let me know that it resonated with you. If you are interested, if you have any requests for videos, please please write them in the comments below. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. But yeah, this is all I've got for you. I hope it was helpful. I really do. I had fun doing it, and I'm going to go now and sweat to death. Love y'all. Maybe meet again.